So in previous conversations, sometimes I think about it. Lily, you talk to me about some of the frustrations that you're having, in terms of finding a wife and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's very understandable. Very understandable. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, and I think, as you know, right, that I disagree with your mindset or some part of your mindset in terms of how to go about doing this, right?
Okay.
In terms of like who to focus on, in terms of a certain age group, right? And whether or not you can have what in your mind is considered a fulfilling relationship.
Mhm.
Someone who's an intellectual kind of match for you,
Yeah.
right? And I think you've expressed this, that women of a certain age group don't seem to, especially lately, right? There's a certain vapidity. I don't know if that's a word. Is that
I don't. Yeah, it is a word. I don't think it's intellectual. I think it's more person midot issue. It's a
okay?
midot
Okay,
issue.
okay. I mean,
Yeah.
that's I'm essentially saying the same thing. There's different ways of saying it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, and uh, so I was thinking about this skit. Remember, I was telling you how, like, old men, if they're listening to you, they're like, "Oh, what a little young fool," right? Like
Yeah.
they're listening to what you're saying. They're like, "Young
Yeah.
fool."
Yeah.
You're just not wise enough to appreciate a woman in her default setting. Forget about it. She doesn't even have to talk. Just the fact that there's a gorgeous, beautiful woman there, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And what she can do for you. How she can assist you in your godly mission. And you know, I don't know how to explain this, but a wise old man will be able to tell you there's far more to appreciate when you get older and wiser. There's far more to appreciate than what you recognize now. And if you were able to understand that, you wouldn't be as concerned about what you're concerned about right now. So, I've said that to you. You've heard this idea before, right? So I
Yeah.
was picturing, like, you know, a funny skit. For some reason, I was trying to develop a funny skit in which stars you
Hmm.
and perhaps Avraham Avinu. But then I
Okay.
thought it'd be much funnier if it was with Yitzhak.
Oh Lord.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
like, because, and then I thought, but wait a minute,
Why? Because he's blind.
no, not because he's blind. Forget about that.
Okay.
Forget about it. Just because he's Gvura,
Okay.
right?
Hmm.
So, and I just wanted to see, like, in my mind, there's no possible way that you could say what you say to me to him. Like, if you had to talk to him about this topic,
Yeah.
and you wouldn't say to him what you said to me, and you know it.
It would be a
Think
different
about it
time,
for a
though. It
second.
would be a completely different time.
No, no,
It would be a completely different.
forget about time. I'm saying
You're saying he would be here,
yeah, he would be here. Like, it's like
but
forget about time.
yeah, but then he'd look at the girls and be like, "These are not even
No,
women. They're like functional retards."
no. No, he would not. He would
Okay.
obviously he would come from the point of view of, like, just do your job. Like that kind of thing.
Okay.
Like find the girl that is the best suited to help you do your task in this world.
Okay.
And then go then go talk to you. But the skit goes like this, where you're telling him all this kind of stuff, that people listen to on the show, and you're telling me, right? And he's just like sitting there looking at you blankly.
Yeah.
And then you try some more, and then you kind of like stop yourself, and all of a sudden your posture kind
Yeah.
of like slumps over.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah.
like get progressively more ashamed. And he
Yeah.
didn't say a word to you. He's
Yeah.
just like looking at you.
Yeah.
I think that would be funny. And then I pictured
Hilarious.
Yitzhak as a Russian old grandfather,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah.
because I don't know, man. It's hard to express this idea, but I think it'd be a
Yeah.
brilliant skit. Like, think of Yitzhak Avinu, our patriarch Isaac, as a Russian grandfather, just looking at you
Yeah.
with these wise old eyes, and just the The gaze communicates everything.
Listen, man, can I
Communicates everything you're saying is nonsense.
can I answer you, or can I mention something, or can I just say something that cuts
Don't
right
answer
through,
me.
cuts
Oh, no.
cuts through
Oh,
this?
no. Don't answer me. You answer
Okay,
Grandpa Isaac.
okay. What I would tell Grandpa Isaac is
Yeah,
something
sure.
very simple.
You wouldn't say shit. You would be
No,
quiet.
I would say.
Oh no. No.
Oh no,
But
I
anyway,
wouldn't say. No, I would ask him the question. I would ask him this very simple question, and something I mentioned to you before, and I'm asking him that simple question, and he probably will be able to answer, just as you have been able to answer. When our mothers, mine and yours, were 25 years old, they were women. They were women. They were full-grown women, mature women with more or less emotional intelligence. I don't know. I didn't know your mother when she was 25 years old. From what I gleaned from what my father tells me, that was what I'm saying was true. It's true. Unfortunately, and you and I spoke about this in off camera, let's put it that way. It cannot be said of 25-year-old women today. Okay? Are you still there?
I'm here. I'm listening.
So
to
if I'm
everything.
looking for a wife, I'm looking for a woman. It doesn't mean I'm looking for an old hag. It means that I'm looking for a young woman, not a young girl. Does it make sense? And most of the girls who are young, most of the females, sorry, be specific, who are young are girls. They're not women. Because of whatever we spoke about. Society, coddling, infantilization, creature comforts, blah, 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 all the rest of it. Entitlement. So, dude, I wish I could, be drawn to whatever, 28-year-old women. If they were women. But I'm not drawn to little girls. You understand? Like, I'm just not drawn to them because they're girls. They're not women. I don't even see them as candidates to have my children. They probably could, scientifically, biologically, they can. I'm just afraid. Meaning, I'm afraid that they're not going to be. I mean, listen, if put in a situation, they probably could be suitable mothers. They probably could. I think they could, but it's just. I don't feel like I'm with a woman. I feel like I'm with a little high school girl.
So can I
retard?
Okay, can I
Nie mogу.
wager a response from Grandpa Isaac?
Yeah.
You feel?
No, I see it. I don't
You feel your feelings?
Yes, I feel. Yes.
Grandpa
God
Isaac
forbid.
was extremely ecstatic to be offered up as a sacrifice and then burnt on an altar.
Okay, well,
just to perhaps possibly do God's will. My point is like this: if you're in the presence of someone that's actually like that, it has a certain cleansing or it clears your mind
wonderful.
of things that are usually cluttering it.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
This isn't cluttering my mind. This is just something that I mean, meaning Hashem made me the way that I am.
No, I hear you, dude.
If he made me be able to tolerate their bullshit, then I would have been married to one of them a long time ago. But I can't tolerate their bullshit because he made me this way.
I hear you. You. Ephraim, your friend, your brother Ephraim. I hear you. Why? Yeah. And here's the truth, dude. Here's the truth. Because I have the same clutter that you do. But you don't get yet that it's clutter.
Okay.
That it's not, that when you speak to a person that lives, again, a tzaddik is a person of truth, real truth. Like it's in his face all the time.
Can I tell you that it's not why
it has a clarifying, it clears your sinuses, to use a metaphor.
I hear what you're saying, man. What I'm trying to tell you is I want to respect my wife. I don't respect many of these girls. I want to respect my wife. I want to respect her. I want her to respect me and I want to respect her. I want there to be mutual respect.
So again, here's what you
It's
would
not
hear.
clutter. It's just
No,
human
here's what
nature.
you would hear, and it would be true.
Okay.
Okay. So they would say there's nothing actually there besides you that prevents you from respecting her. They would discount your malfunction and what you don't like.
They would discount my perception of the woman, of the
Right. They would
females in
say
front of me.
that they would say that your dislikes are not grounds for disrespect. You should and you are able to respect her and appreciate her, regardless of your preference. Okay,
It's
So
not even a dude. It's not even a preference. Again, man. Like, if
any
again,
synonym you want to use. You
no,
know
no,
what
no. What I'm trying to say is but it's not even that. Meaning, again, if our and your frame of reference is the same. Growing up with a mother who was a woman, even in her 20s, and now we're growing up around, and now we live in a society with women who are not that at the same age. So, how does that make for propagating, let's say, a healthy family? It's not just clutter and my preference.
Well, no, but that's
How does that make for propagating anything good
I want to answer your question.
and having not even getting divorced because you're having a machloket with your stupid wife who's
I want to answer your
whatever.
question.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, we're supposed to feel that God is full of surprises. That even if don't interrupt me, please. Just
I'm
let
not
me get this
interrupting
out.
you. I'm not interrupting you.
I feel like it's coming.
No,
Okay.
there's no interruptions.
I've been hurt.
I was laughing at the surprises thing.
I've been hurt.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Feel bad for me. Okay. So basically, this is a complex idea. So just give me a chance. The women of previous generations, even our parents, are not us. I've learned that every single generation is completely different type of soul than the previous generations. So what you're saying effectually, okay, and this might sound a little, is like saying the following: why can't the women of today be like the brave, gorgeous, beautiful shield maidens of 8th century Iceland? The ones who went to war, they were battle hardened. Listen. It's the same principle. It's not the same people, not the same souls, not the same generation, not the same circumstances. So you were put, everybody here, everybody listening to this, of our generation was put into this situation, not by accident. And
of course not.
And believe it or not, and as hard as this is to accept, apparently these are the women for us. Like we deserve this. Like, not deserve this. It's not like in spite. But like
our neshamas,
whatever it seems like to us, it actually is.
So here's
where
my
we're supposed
question,
to be
man.
with these particular girls.
First of all, here's my question. So why would Hashem show us an example of, so to speak, something that's
perfection, relative?
No,
perfection.
it's not perfection. It's a quality.
Better, something quality, better.
Something better. Yeah. Something that we should be, so to speak. Not only that, Hashem showed the girls what they're supposed to emulate, and for some reason they're not even emulating it. And not only that, the mothers who are the way that they are teaching the girls to be otherwise and to be these, dude, we see it in the Russian Jewish community. These women who grew up with nothing and married their husbands and they had nothing, and then they came to America and they're teaching their daughters to be spoiled little brats. Okay, and us, and we weren't, dude, you and I weren't taught to be this way. So what separate, why we're all the same age, we're all the same generation, but you and I are different and they're all retarded. What's going on over here? You understand what I mean? Okay,
so here's
they are the way that they are. Why are you the way that you are? Yeah, exactly. No, like really, like
So here's the answer. Okay.
Mhm.
Earlier we were talking about the Partsufim, right?
Yeah.
Remember how we were saying that the way God presents himself to us, like we study, like a big instruction manual in the sky.
Yeah.
Right? The prophets saw these visions, the Partsufim, the behavior, the way that they relate with each other. Again, it's just God putting on a show.
Yeah.
Right? It's like a puppet show. We're watching this godly puppet show, and he's showing us how we're supposed to be with each other. So that was for the prophets. I mean, we can contemplate it, right? Are we, can we actually experience that vision of perfection? I can only speak for myself. So far, no luck. Okay. But the prophets did. Now, our forefathers, right, which includes our parents, perhaps even our grandparents, are supposed to emulate. And, and by the way, the previous generations, just by default, they're naturally closer to the prophetic vision of that divine puppet show that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's an unconscious thing. They're just closer to that. So they emulate it automatically better than we do.
Yeah.
Okay. So that answers your question. Why do we see something better than what we think we have? Okay. Because listen, we're always going to have that, because on the highest level of consciousness, we're going to see that prophetic puppet show in the sky of God showing us the perfect version of our family unit and of the human being in general. We're never going to reach that perfection, because that's God. That's God's. That's you're not going to reach godly perfection, right?
Dude, it's like what I was telling you off, so to speak, off camera. It seems to be a pattern with me. Most women that I've dated, I've literally had a better relationship with their parents than with them.
Yeah, I understand, dude.
Like I've had like such a, in Yiddish we call it mechai, when I spend time with their parents,
Dude,
whether
so
it's the father or the mother. I'm an old ass soul. No, I'm
you're
an
a heroin
old ass
junkie. I'm a heroin junkie.
I'm an
You're a
old
heroin-
ass soul, bro. I'm just an old freaking soul.
Okay, that's another way of saying it. But what we are,
Yeah.
we're heroin junkies. We've had a glimpse slightly of something that much higher than most people of our age group get to see.
Yeah.
And it would be better perhaps if we didn't see it.
Like порядочные люди, as we say in Russian.
More than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the question is, a better question than what we're talking about is, as annoying as it sounds, instead of complaining that we won't really get to experience what we got a glimpse of, right? The better question is, well, why did God give us a glimpse of it? Why? It wasn't to tease us, even though that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Some people get certain glimpses so that they can somehow use that info to help the situation that they find themselves in for other people. You understand? We could understand that we're not going to get that. Don't even stop it. We're not getting it. But perhaps we can try to emulate it in a very nice way. Okay? And just by having a person, let's say it wasn't us. Let's say that, hypothetically speaking, right? You are the vapid one, and the woman you marry is the one who got the glimpse, right?
Yeah.
So she now has to understand that she was shown this glimpse so that she can help you. Now, it's not going to help by berating you, by telling you, how small you are and how inferior you are in comparison to the glimpse that she got, right?
Yeah.
But the only use of that glimpse is to use it as a guide. Now, when one person, even if the other person doesn't realize it, when one person has a vision and a direction, they can lead. What does a leader have? A leader has a vision, right? You can't just have a leader. A leader has some kind of motivation, has something in mind, okay, that perhaps not everybody has. And then others who don't have that vision, they sense something from that leader. They know they sense something. They're like, that person has something. They have some kind of direction, some kind of structure that they are working towards. And I get the sense that it would be wise to help them. So in the hypothetical situation where your wife is the one with the vision, so she needs to try to guide you and herself towards that in a nice way, in a loving way, and not to make you feel like you're a piece of shit that doesn't measure up to her glimpse at this perfected, vision. So that's obvious. I mean, we were brought, and we were given this group of people, whoever's in your proximity, whoever is in your, not wheelhouse, but whoever you find in the same circumstances with you, nearby to you, people that your friends, your family, right?
Yeah.
People that are in your sphere. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Obviously that God put you there, and the knowledge he gave you and the vision he gave you is to help them. So you have a choice. And this is where the free will part, I think, or at least part of it comes in. You can take that vision that you have, and I know you do, and you can choose to be upset that you can't find anybody to measure up to it, or you can just use it as a guide, try to make the best of the situation that you find yourself in. Those are the choices. And also, that's it. I'll leave it at that.
Based on what you're saying, again, I walk into these, or I find myself, I don't walk into them, situations, let's say, and I don't know. It's just, I don't have the right words for this. Again, if I say what I really want, what I feel, or what I really want to say, I'm just going to start go on this like Andrew Tate rant. Let's put it that way.
Andrew Tate
about no, I'm saying, I'm just using it as a
Andrew Tate has no desire to he thinks that he can give advice and that'll help people.
No, I know. What I mean by Andrew Tate, what I mean is not advice. What I mean is I'm going to go on this rant about feminism and how it's ruining everything.
Yeah, we know. I know.
But that doesn't help me at all.
That's just details. That's just the circumstances we find.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, it's not the answer.
Yeah. So, but that's the only thing that I have to say for myself.
Okay, so you know what? Can I say what I wasn't going to say?
Yeah.
So, we've talked about this movie, City of Embers. City of Embers. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, for those that don't know, great movie actually. The plot is there was some kind of doomsday event on Earth. Some wise people called the engineers. They saw in advance what was happening, so they built this incredible city deep underground, like hundreds of miles somehow underground, whatever, some chamber. And they built the city to last for 250 years, I think, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was a very kind of like mechanistic city, all right? And it has like, it essentially runs itself. And it's kind of like idiocracy, like they got to some point of like technology where they can create a self-running city. The people just have to kind of know or learn how to maintain certain systems, just kind of maintain them, just watch them sort of. And the city will take care of itself for 250 years, at which point it will stop functioning because it's time to come out of the city. Because by that time, the surface of the earth should be safe from the radiation or whatever it was. But for some reason, towards the end of the 250 years, the people that were around at that time, they had forgotten that the city was supposed to end at some point. I don't remember why that was the case.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was I'm not sure. But the city was by design deteriorating, and people didn't understand why. They were just panicking, trying to fix it and slap, just put band-aids on everything just to keep it going another day, another week. So you had these people who were pipe patchers, right? Like the plumbing of the city and all that kind of stuff. So, there was like just a limited amount of occupations. Okay. And you had these guys that worked as plumbers, but all they did all day was patch pipe.
Yeah.
Just to prevent leaks and to keep things working.
Yeah.
So that's what it's like in the way that time has progressed from generation to generation. You're talking about, you got a glimpse when the city was new, let's say. I'm speaking hyperbolically, okay? Or
Yeah.
you got a glimpse of when the pipes weren't corroded. There was a little rust on them, but they were still functioning. They were good. Okay, you had a glimpse of that somehow. Most people didn't. Most people of our generation didn't get that. Okay, so most of us, all we ever saw was the 95% eroded pipes, and that now it's more patched than pipe.
Yeah,
that's where we are.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Moan about when the pipes were good? Oh, let's just do what we were sent here to do.
I don't know.
So old men, huh?
I sometimes get the feeling that I'm just gonna be shown my wife by Mashiach. It's just easier that way. You know what I mean? Not just for me, for a lot of people.
Well, that's similar to that's similar to talking to Yitzhak.
Dude, but I mean, dude, like, do you know how many? I was just thinking about this today. Like, it's one thing, you joke around about this whole Fabio thing and this and that and the other, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But dude, I know guys. Again, I'm not saying this to put myself on a pedestal, but put it this way: I'm very grateful for certain things that Hashem gave me. I know guys to whom Hashem didn't give those things. Some of them are like 50, and they're just lingering, and they're looking, and they're looking, and they're looking. And I'm looking at them, and I'm like, flip, man. And I'm like talking, and I'm asking Hashem, dude, this guy ain't got a fucking chance.
And he's like, don't call me dude.
Yeah.
That's my God voice. How do you like it?
It's from Pure Genius. Yeah. Stop playing with yourself.
Brent. Yes. Kent.
Brent.
No, it's Kent.
Kent. Yeah. But they installed the radio in its braces.
Yeah.
Dude, like, I'm telling you, I just, it's whack. Dude, I'm telling you, I told you this before. I have a friend he's all but given up, and I have another friend who's like looking and looking and looking. He's been looking. He grew up religious, in the modern Orthodox scene. Now he's more into the whole like kind of more hippie-ish Karl. The guy, dude, the guy, I mean, listen, he looks like he's 40, but dude, the guy's 50. Whatever. There was a the singer Melech Cohen. He's a
I hear what
Hasidic
you're
guy.
saying, but
The guy
I-
recently got married. He's 50 years old. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, there's like hope for me and there's hope for other guys. But dude, like, it's just, there's something going on. There's something. And then at the same time, simultaneously, all I keep hearing about is how there's some kind of weird, nebulous shidduch crisis, which apparently there was somebody wrote an article, they basically debunked it, that apparently there's more girls than guys. Okay, there's more girls than guys. Where the hell are these girls? Где Point me to them. And maybe the fact that there's more single girls than guys, maybe did it ever cross anybody's mind that it's maybe a reflection of the girls
it certainly
and their midot
mind.
and what they want and what they expect? Hello, McFly. Did that cross anybody's, that mathematical formula? Something ain't right.
Greg,
it's like died suddenly.
Greg, we're clearly going in circles.
I know, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, this thing could so easily be remedied. All you have to do is open some kind of like not obedience school, but you know what I mean? A midot school for women. I don't know.
Charm
for
school.
men too. Yeah.
By the way, dude, how
to be feminine school, not feminist.
Dude,
Femininity school.
There's an episode of Conan O'Brien where he went to Southern Charm School. You can put it on YouTube right now. I mean, actually, no, don't, because I think it might be a long segment. But it's hilarious. But he was goofing around. But it's a very, very, very important idea. Like, obviously we're speaking unrealistically. I'm just saying if that was implemented, things would be much different. It really was. Without charm,
here. Conan enrolls in Southern Charm School.
How long is the segment? How long is
like
it?
6 minutes. We could play it.
All right.
For the folks at home, give them a little treat.
Yeah.
Here.
In Atlanta, I think it's appropriate for me to learn proper Southern etiquette. Here to help me do that is Cindy Haygood. Is that right?
That's correct.
Cindy, hi, how are you?
Glad to meet you.
Quick question. First of all, you just met me. How did that go? How did I behave?
It was great. You had a really firm handshake.
People like my posture. I
Yes.
do stand very straight.
You do.
What is the secret? Shoulders back.
Your feet should be squarely underneath your shoulders.
Oh, so and hands in front, a bad idea?
Yes, because your hands are used for emphasis. So wherever you put them, people are going to look.
Oh,
why Jewish people are found.
So at home, right here is the best place.
sometimes I walk around like this. Is that a mistake?
That's a mistake.
I've greeted you, a firm handshake.
And it's 2 pumps and then down.
What?
The milkshake idea doesn't work here because it wears somebody out. So it's just
2 pumps
2 pumps
and then down. Just describe my wedding night.
Oh my God.
Reading from left to right is a napkin, a salad fork, an entree fork, then your dinner plate, of course.
That's a plate,
That's the dinner plate.
Yep.
Good. And then
knife,
Mhm.
spoon, long skinny spoon.
and this is a piece that
What does this do? What is this spoon for? This is
may be
cocaine.
a southern piece. You spoon the soup away from you and then convey it to your mouth. Very good. Like ships that go out to sea, I spoon my soup away from me. Very good. Try it again and I'll help
Like
you.
ships.
Like ships that go out to sea, I spoon my soup away from me.
And when the spoon has left the bowl, I cram the soup into my hole.
Sorry, you should-
That's a good sign.
No. Tell me how long you've been a student of Berkeley
I've been
College.
with Berkeley College for 7 years.
Okay.
And I
And what was your crime? I'm noticing that Adam is very well dressed. If you don't mind, I would like to up my game.
Can I
Bruce,
pause
do you
this?
mind?
You still there? Hello?
Yeah. I hear you.
I think this is the opposite of what I'm talking about.
Well, okay. Let me explain why. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why I think that's important is because when you learn etiquette,
Yeah.
right? Like if there's a certain type of etiquette which is created as a sign of when you follow it, it shows that you care about how you treat other people, how you present yourself to other people.
Yeah.
And then you appreciate when it is done in return. This is a system of respect.
In Russian, it's called вежливость.
Okay.
What?
I said, yeah.
I don't know how to
It's a-
translate that word. You know,
Well,
what? Read-
вежливый is just like gentle. I think.
No, it means
It's
no. It means like, well, down to
sensitive.
earth.
Sensitive. I don't. It's
Politeness. Yeah, polite. My dad just screamed it out. Politeness.
by the way,
yeah.
your dad. It's funny. The moment we started talking about, the older man wisdom,
got
thing,
it.
your dad started watching.
Yes.
I didn't want to interrupt you, so I
Yeah.
thought that was an
Yeah,
interesting touch.
yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
so there you had this etiquette, which is it's a vehicle to show respect. Like you had a way to
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
There's a way where you can you see it provides a couple of things. It provides a certain neutrality, right? Where you can provide the basic level of human respect to whoever you're with,
Yeah.
right? But it also provides the opportunity to possibly express a little bit more than the basic.
Yeah.
But in a veiled kind of modest way.
Yeah.
Like it's hard for us to all we have is like cartoonish representations of this
Yeah.
kind of thing in
Yeah.
movies and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
but in the way you and I grew up with, Russian Jews, and it's some real stuff.
Yeah.
Like authentic.
It-
But when it comes natural, it's not like contrived.
Well, I got to
It's
be
something
honest.
that was always there. I
The
don't know.
Russian stuff for me, I don't have that much. Like, I was born in America, so this particular aspect, I'm more familiar with the American version of it, and I've seen it too. I've seen the American version, where there's a certain there's an etiquette, there are rules, there's a certain level of politeness, which is default, right?
So I think
And then within that same framework, there's an opportunity to show some kind of interest that's more than the basic
Yeah.
respect. And it's
think-
it's not vulgar.
I think with Russians, it's less a politeness thing and more authenticity thing, and not, I don't say you can't use the word warmth,
Right.
but
well,
realness and authenticity.
I'm
and-
talking
and
about
just,
a vehicle, a safe vehicle
yeah.
for warmth.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different with Russian, but
Yeah.
in England and in the South, in the United States, also, in certain circles in the Northeast and whatever,
Yeah.
there are places where you have people who follow these rules. Okay. And I think it's a good thing because you show politeness, you follow the rules, you show respect, but at the same time, you can show a little bit more. It's hard to describe what I'm talking about, but if you learn the rules of like proper behavior, sitting at the table, or how to enter into a ballroom,
Yeah.
or how to ask someone to, even though Jews don't do this, we don't dance with women in public or whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
But even those that did, they had a very specific etiquette as to how to do that. There
Yeah.
was a gentle way to turn someone down
Yeah.
without causing them
Yeah.
too much grief.
Instead of ghosting, and the
Instead of
people that got turned down didn't have like they didn't break out into hives or resting bitch face,
There was a
or anger or resentment or revenge.
right. There was a way to somehow communicate respect, but also create limits as to, wanted or unwanted affection.
Yeah.
Okay. We don't have that.
We don't have that anymore because we have the stupid internet. We can
Whatever
just
reason.
where you can ghost on people and fly away.
So you're right. If we had that, obviously it'd be better. But again, there's more patch than pipe.
Yeah.
So, look, we should move on. I think we've made
I mean,
progress. Greg.
yeah, we have made
Just let it
progress.
out. Just let it out.
The progress that I've made is the conclusion that I've come to is that I don't belong in this world. that we have
No,
that we have described.
that's the wrong
I
conclusion.
know.
So no, but it's funny. I was listening to like Norm Macdonald. He was talking to David Letterman. He was talking about this experience he had with a psychiatrist,
Mhm.
and he's like, he was saying that how much psychiatrists despise humor or
Uh-huh.
shtick.
Yeah.
They can't stand because it's like the enemy for them. Like
Yeah.
because comedians or wise guys like us,
Yeah.
we always make a big joke out of
We do use it to deflect from our getting to the heart of the problem.
which I believe is a great thing.
Yes.
But a psychologist or a psychiatrist like that interferes with their whole method or whatever they
Yeah.
think they're doing.
Yeah. They're like, come on, be serious.
Right. And
Be
then
serious.
right. And then Norm Macdonald, he's like, finally he decides, all right, I'll try this. And then he becomes serious, and all of a sudden all this pain and anguish comes out. And he's
Yeah.
like crying. And then like 2 seconds later, the psychiatrist's like, oh, your time's up.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, wait a minute, I'm dying of it. He's having like a major like breakdown because
And next time for $150. But we'll have to continue in our next session.
And then he said that his psychiatrist killed himself.
Oh my God.
And he was thinking to himself, he goes, I was thinking, this guy, he was listening to my nonsense, but he must have had all these problems. He owed money to loan sharks, and he choked himself to attain orgasm and all this kind of stuff. It's crazy, It's like-
Oh Lord. All right, we're finally getting into the old men thing after 2.5 hours.
I just think that we need the patriarchy. And here's what the patriarchy is.
Mhm.
It's a grandfather who truly is at the point in his life where the only thing that brings him true joy is to see his smiling, happy granddaughter and grandson just living life and just being happy and safe.
Yeah.
Only the grandfather has that consciousness and state of mind. Okay? Only the grandfather that's been through war, who's a sniper, or who's seen the ugliness of the world. And just all he wants to do is follow his grandson as he walks to school. Like when I was 10 years old, they finally started letting me walk to school by myself, which was around the corner. I lived on
Mm.
Coney Island Avenue between U and T, and my school was on Avenue T, like
Yeah.
literally around the corner.
Yeah.
Okay. And he followed me. I didn't know that, but he would walk behind me far, just far enough away that I wouldn't know, and then watch me from a distance to make sure that I made it where I was, because he was on the battlefront for 9 years.
Yeah.
That's more years than World War II, but he
Incredible.
started when the Soviet Union was annexing Latvia and then went straight to fight in Finland,
Finland, yeah.
and then went to World War II.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, would you say
So-
that our version of this, you and I, people in our generation, is this mind fuck war that we're going through? We're gonna tell our grandkids.
If
Yeah.
I have it my way, I would suppress all knowledge of this generation, period. I wouldn't let them, if the situation.
Meaning you
that
won't
we're-
tell your grandkids about what this mind f we went through,
Yeah, I wouldn't, if there's
especially the last 2.5 years.
if it's an option, I would tell them nothing about this.
I mean, they'll know about it. It'll be like the biggest scandal that ever walked the earth when it
Right, no,
comes out.
that'll be like, hopefully to them, it'll be like,
Everybody will know.
when people used to sacrifice their children to
Ball.
some kind of stupid pit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, like some kind of they'll look at us like Neanderthals. Or
Like,
some
how could you guys be so retarded? Tell us
Like,
wrong.
how could you get rid of the patriarch? The only
Yeah.
one that cares about your safety, the
Yeah.
only one that literally thinks about you more than anybody else.
Yeah.
That's the guy you hate, the guy whose entire consciousness is dedicated to keeping you safe and comfortable.
Yeah.
What?
Hmm.
Why? What's your problem? Why? Why was that not good enough?
We're gonna say because blue hair, my child, blue hair.
Didn't he create everything that you use and enjoy? Literally everything? Everything you walk on, everything you drive, everything you wear. What's the problem with that?
The old man, huh?
You saw that? Did you see that? That little. There's a Russian movie that I saw, and every now and then, this is maybe like 2 or 3 Russian movies that ever kind of like caught my attention.
Mm-hmm.
This is like one of them, where it's a very simple movie. It's not some kind of great work of cinematic art or whatever. It's a simple idea. It's a simple movie. There's an old man who lives in a small Russian town.
Mm-hmm.
He's a decorated war hero, and he was a sniper. His only real family was his granddaughter, a beautiful young girl, about 20.
What was the name of the movie?
I don't remember,
Okay.
but I sent you the clip. Like you could see it. It's like a 10-minute summary of the movie.
Mhm.
Okay, so
My dad just yelled it out.
what is it?
Parashilov something something. Okay, anyway.
And you had these, it's a very kind of like cartoonish, comic bookish scenario. You have these
Yeah.
bad guys
Yeah.
who live in the town. 3 guys where they're perverts and they harass people. It's a normal
Yeah.
town otherwise.
Yeah.
But these guys feel like they're above the law. Well, it turns out later we find out that one of the reasons is because one of the guys' father is a high level,
Yeah.
Something or other in the
Какой-то там-
military or the police.
Yeah.
They can get away with anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so they end up raping the girl. This one, this grandfather's only real family. He has some like deadbeat daughter or something like that, but whatever. So but the girl is a lovely girl, and she's very naive.
Mhm.
Some could say stupid. Okay. All right.
Hilarious.
But that's not the point. We're not supposed to focus on that.
Yeah.
Okay. We're supposed to focus on her innocence
Yeah.
and how it was horribly violated, which it was. Okay. And then so he tries to go through the official process and call the police and blah, blah, blah. But all of a sudden corruption interferes with justice, and he begins to punish them by the first guy he shot in the balls with a
Sounds like-
sniper rifle that he
Sounds like what
purchased.
my grandfather did when he came back to Berdichev.
Yeah.
He shot a polizai who
That's
killed his family.
my grandfather did the same.
Yeah.
What a coincidence.
Mm-hmm. No judge, no jury, and then had his
Well,
rank taken
There
away.
were 3 of them. He killed 2 of them.
Mhm.
One of them escaped to here, to the United States or Canada. I'm not sure exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The first one he hung.
My God.
My uncle let me glance at a photo of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
I don't know what happened to that photo. And now I have no one to ask because my mom never saw it, is not even aware of its existence. I guess now she is. She doesn't listen to me. Come to think of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he takes justice into his own hands. And this is an old man, but do you understand that? We don't have that anymore.
Yeah. Nope.
Trump was the last thing we had,
Yeah,
It's-
and
anything similar to
they
that.
turned him into like some sort of.
And he's not even that.
He's not even that.
He's like he's the best of the of.
We
of the
wish
asshole-
we wish he was that.
He's the best of the
Otherwise,
asshole boomers, the selfish boomers.
Yeah.
Our parents' generation.
Yeah, he's the best what they produced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's
And on the other side, you have this pedo. Hey kids,
what do you have? What do you have?
the pedo. No,
Oh, Mr.
Hey kid,
Brandon. Yeah.
get your fat ass back here.
Crazy. He's even starting to sound like that guy.
Yes.
He's like whistling and stuff. He's like,
Yeah.